Today, for Devotions with Daniella, we are reading White Women Get Ready, How Healing Post-Traumatic Mistress Syndrome Leads to Anti-Racist Change. This is a book that I have been working on for my own process of deconstructing the delusion of white supremacy, and if you would like to follow along with me, you can get copies here. This is a chapter called Post-Traumatic Growth, New Roots, New Fruits. My concerns about facilitating a South Asian wisdom tradition, yoga, in a white body initiate a host of other questions about the impact of my body's movement within and throughout BIPOC spaces. This line of inquiry interrogates my occupation as a white settler on stolen indigenous land. Do settlers have the right to exist here? Do I believe that I have the right to exist here? Kimmerer asks a related question. Can settlers become indigenous to a place? She's telling the story of the plantain, known by its Latin name as Plantago major, and known by indigenous people as white man's footstep, because it followed European settlers to the lands they colonized. At first, native people were distrustful of a plant that came with so much trouble trailing behind it. But Nana Bozo's people knew that all things have purpose and that we must not interfere with its fulfillment. When it became clear that white man's footstep would be staying on Turtle Island, they began to learn about its gifts. Kimmerer notes that plantain is so abundant on Turtle Island, it has become naturalized. She suggests that the teachings of white man's footstep might offer a way for settlers to throw off the mindset of the immigrant, to live as if this is the land that feeds you, to give your gifts and meet your responsibilities, to live as if your children's future matters, and to take care of the land as if our lives and the lives of our relatives depend on it, because they do. Plantain grew all over my former Pittsburgh home, popping up in the garden beds, nesting inconspicuously between the roots of the maple trees. This is not plantain the fruit. This is the green thing that grows like a weed, which is actually a really superfood. Emerging between the sidewalk cracks and potholes in the middle of the street. As an avid gardener, I pulled them out with spite, treating them like an annoying scourge. But to hear that they've learned to exist harmoniously, even helpfully, now this is something I want to pay attention to. Perhaps I've spent so much energy weeding out the violent roots of my settler colonialist past, present, that I've neglected to proportionately nurture the ways my existence might contribute to the health of our ecosystems. That it might be possible to do not colonized harm while also existing on these lands challenges my internalized dualism. I'm not sure I'm ready to agree it's possible, but I'm willing to try it on. I hear Kimmerer's invitation not as an invitation to forget history, but as a possibility to breathe into the future of a both and. I notice my feelings of dependence on Kimmerer, a member of Citizen Potawatomi Nation's permission and invitation. But I'm also recognizing that it's an invitation for me to do my part, to move into the responsibility indigenous frameworks remind us of, to release the rights-based ideologies that imply entitlement, ownership, and divinely appointed hierarchies. An image of the plantain flashes across my mind. It's an illustration done by Austrian botanist Lore Kutschera and other researchers at the Plantain Sociologisch Institute in Austria. I see the elaborate root system of white man's footstep. Each root hair has been carefully recorded and observed. The root stems are intricate and vast, often spreading beyond the reaches of the part of the plant above the soil. I remember how much we don't see. Our roots are deeper and wider than we may ever know. Perhaps we white settlers have more of a basis for interconnection than we've realized. I am reminded that there are resilience and resistance practices within my roots, too. This is something that my therapist told me once, that trauma passes down, and we know that, and we focus a lot on that. But resilience passes down, too. Check out White Women Get Ready by Amanda K. Gross.